So, welcome to Career Fountain, and I would like to congratulate here everyone uh, to take a very good decision for coming into the IT field. Okay, it's a very growing field nowadays, and definitely you will get a job after doing this training. Okay, so till now, whatever work you were doing, that is fine. You can continue that for next 2 months. But in last 1 month, I need 100% concentration from your side. Okay. After completion of 3 months, your interview will start. So in a Monday to Friday, we'll take a training. On Saturday or Sunday, one of the day we'll take leave, and on Saturday or Sunday, there will be mock call or the interview practice. We'll make your group, and everybody should participate in that. If you are expecting you should get a job after doing this training within a 1 month, then you have to do this practice on daily basis. Okay, one second. Bye. So we'll start from very basic. Some of you are already having a basic idea, but I'm considering for everyone. Okay, and then slowly we'll go for the practical things. Okay, so initially 1 or 2 days there will be some theoretical concepts, and after that we'll go move for the practical thing. So what exactly we are going to cover in the manual testing, that I'll let you know. And the automation part, actually our trainer's marriage is tomorrow 21. Okay, so he will come back on 2nd May. So it will might be possible that your automation Java and automation Selenium will start from 3rd May. Okay, so till that time, every day we'll take our manual. Okay, it will also take 1.5 month. Okay, so you have to keep some patience for automation, at least for uh, 12 to 13 more days. Okay, so that is fine. So let us start with very basic thing. We are What is meant by software? On daily basis we are using many softwares, not only in the mobile, on computer, in uh, on on our laptop, or we are playing games. Okay, or we are handling multiple applications, softwares every day. Okay, in TV also, if you are using remote control, there should be some software so that it it will help you to uh, change the channel, increase or decrease the voice of TV. Okay, like this on daily basis, we are using so many softwares. Without software, or digital devices will not work, right? So basic definition we should know about the software. So first, what exactly we are covering? First of all, we'll see the basic concept. Basic concept for software testing. Then we'll go for practical thing. Whatever we covered in the basic concept, how exactly we are going to implement in our live work, that we'll see. So we'll see some live project. Then we'll see some tools, because in most of the company nowadays, for testing purpose, we are going to use some tools. In very few company you have to work in MS Excel, otherwise there will be some standard tools that you should know. Okay, so uh, Jira is there, and Codebeamer is there, GitHub is there, Jenkins is there. So these kind of tools are there on daily basis. We are going to use while testing applications. Okay, so that we are going to cover. Then after this, we'll cover the methodology for testing or the software development. So there are many methodologies, like waterfall model is there, and then spiral model is there, hybrid model is there, agile methodology is there, right? So nowadays very popular methodology is the agile methodology. Okay, so right now we are taking very basic concept. You have to keep some patience. Slowly once we go inside the into the actual practical thing, then you will come to know that what exactly the testers are doing from morning. 10 to evening 6 o'clock. Okay. So these are all many things are there in the basic concepts which are a part of your interview. Okay. So whatever notes we are going to create here, it will be on shared drive and you have to go through that. And in weekend, definitely we'll do a mock practice on this material. Okay. So first we'll see about the basic standard definition for the software. So software is nothing but the collection of program. A software development team or the developer, they are writing some programs, and the collection of program means a particular uh, software to do a specific task. Okay, so software is a collection of programs that help us to perform a specific task. Okay, so this is the standard definition. If someone asks you, you should know there are so many definitions available on the uh, Google and all, but you should not get confusion. Okay, nobody will ask you this much basic question, don't worry. Okay, and we should know some types of software. Types of software. Okay, so on daily basis we are using some software, and system is also need some software. Okay, so first type is the system software, that this software we are not using but system needed. Okay, we know that operating system is needed. Some if we are using some devices like printer, scanner, external keyboard, mouse, then obviously there will be device drivers that we have to install into the system. Okay, then only we are able to use those devices. So that is nothing but the system software. Okay, so we'll see what kind of system software we are using. That is the not we are using, system is needed. Device driver, operating system, then we need a server. Many guys is having mentality that we are thinking servers means a big room, big computer, it is having so much configuration. It is also true, but the server softwares are there. Okay, then only as a normal user we are able to access the server, we are able to access or use the space on the server and the other facilities provided by the server. So definitely there will be some software, server software. Okay, then utilities software are there in our computer or the PC, like uh, calculator is there, calendar is there, alarm is there. So these kind of basic softwares are already available in into our system. They are nothing but the utility software. So these are called as a system software. Okay, then we'll see the second type, that is the programming software, because programmers are creating a program, then only we'll get a particular software and to do a particular or specific task. Okay, it will help us to do the particular task. So programmer also need some softwares. Okay, like they need the compiler. I'll tell you what is mean by compiler. They need a debugger, they need interpreter. Okay, some more softwares they need. So compiler means this is the software. uh, it need We need a compiler to transform one programming language into another programming language, because whatever programmers are writing into the software, like there are applications to do the programming. Okay, so whatever we are writing into that software, they it is the high level language. Okay, computer cannot, or the computer cannot understand that language whatever we are writing here. So definitely there should be something which will convert this high level language into the low level language or the machine language. So compiler, we will compiler will be there to convert the high level language into the low level language. Okay, then programmer need the debugger. Debugger mainly is used to remove the bugs. If there are any bugs while programming, then there should be something which will give the errors, okay, before while running the program or while compiling the program. Okay, how it will run successfully if it is correct. Okay, so how the programmer can understand if there is any error or not. So debugger will help to give the errors if there is any mistake in the program. Okay, interpreter. Interpreter is also like the compiler only. It will also help to translate the code into the machine language. The difference between compiler and the interpreter is a compiler is doing or translating the program, a whole program at a time, but the interpreter is converting the high level language into the low level language into the high level language. That is, it is converting line by line. This is the small difference between the compiler and the interpreter. And these are some programming language, programming softwares. Now, third category is what exactly we are doing on using on our daily basis. They are uh, the application software. We are using applications in our mobile, in our PC, in digital devices. They are called as application software. One second. So we are very much uh, familiar with this web application. Then we need a mobile application, desktop application. So these are some application softwares. Okay, so actually we are using this. We are not using programming software. We are not using system software, but it needed for the system and the programmers to develop the program. Okay, now uh, we try to understand what is meant by software and the types of software. Okay, now we will see about the software testing. Okay, because everything we have to learn from very basic to very advanced. You are not going as a fresher. That point you have to remember and keep in mind. You are not going as a fresher. You have to give more efforts and you should be very clear in basic things. Okay, even though you know everything about the advanced level, but if you are unable to answer in the interview for very basic concepts, then there are less chances for selection. Okay, so what is meant by software testing? Okay, we software development, they are developing some software. Okay, so if the software is big, a single person cannot develop the software. There is a need of software testing team. Okay, there is a need of software testing team. So who all are needed in the software team, that I'll tell you. Okay, a single person cannot develop a big software, so we need a software development team. Okay, one second. So who all are there in the software development team? Software development team. Okay, first of all, we need the business analyst, BA. Everywhere these posts are there in every company. Business analyst. One second. So what is his role? Okay, business analyst is the person who used to interact with the client and take the requirement. He will create some rough idea. He will create the reports. What exactly are the requirement or the expectation from the client. and according to that, on the basis of that, our development team will develop the software. Okay, so we need the business analyst. Okay, we'll see these things in very detail. Okay, we need manager to manage everything. Okay, he is the business analyst is the mediator between the client and the development team. Manager is the person who is manages managing everything. Okay, not only the resources, he will estimate how much time it will require, what kind of skills required to do to complete the requirement from the client side. Okay, so uh, every some more things are there which are the responsibilities. He is responsible to do the client meeting. Okay, and some more responsibilities are there, so we'll see in detail about these things again. Okay, next person we need, that is the developer, UI developer. UI developer are the developer who are creating only the front end. Okay, they are designing how the client is expecting, like that they are designing the software. Business analyst is giving us the screenshot how software should look like, but he is using some tools to create those screenshot, and by seeing those screenshot as it is, UI developer will develop the screens. Okay, so we'll for example, if we take an example as a Android application is there. Okay, so for Android application, or we'll take an example as a Paytm. So if we are talking about this Paytm software, a client will give all the detailed requirement. I want my logo left side here. There should be these tabs are there. Okay, and then sign in button should be there. Yeah, this page should be scroll down. Okay, and there should be scroll bar is there. Okay, so these kind of requirements are there, and our business analyst, he will use some tools like iRise software is there to develop this tool. It is it will not work, and it is not a UI. He will just create like how we are using the paintbrush to create some image. So like that, iRise software is there. It will help us, our business analyst, to develop the screen, and those screenshots will come in the form of requirement user stories to our development team, and our development team will develop the UI development team will develop the UI. That means the front end they will develop, but nothing will work if they develop this screen. Nothing will work. Only how we can see here, the tabs and buttons, okay, logo, everything, it is only UI, nothing will work. So there is need of backend developer who used to do actual coding. Backend developer are there, they will work for on the code. For example, sign in button is there. What is our expectation? Our expectation is once we enter the correct ID password and uh, one second. Okay, once we enter the correct ID password and we clicked on the sign in button, we are expecting we should be on the home page. So whatever coding will be there in the login page, sign in page, that will created by our backend developer. If our software is having some database, okay, definitely our database developer we need. Okay, database developer we need. Then consider that our according to the requirement our development team has developed, and directly if we are releasing or deploying that application at our client side. Okay, so without testing, if we are releasing our software, and from our client side if they are they found some issues, okay, then it is the bad impact, and in future we cannot expect any new project from the client. So everywhere without testing, nobody is releasing any software to the client side. Okay, there are some environments. Okay, environment means uh, if you are talking about the web application. Okay, so here this link is there. This is the live. means end user is using this. Okay, so developer is not working on this. For example, any change or new additional requirement is coming from this Paytm company. Somebody has created this website or the application, right? For example, Paytm is the company. They are not developing this software. They have given this work to Infosys company. So they have given the requirement. Now Paytm want one more functionality in current application. So they will give that requirement to Infosys that in my current application, I want to add exchange offer option now. Till now, exchange offer option is not there. Example. So they will give the requirement, but this is in live. Okay, live world end user is using. Okay, so this is the environment for the end user. So where a developer will develop or the add the new changes, that is the development environment. Okay, and for testing also there will be different environment is nothing but the link. Different link is there for the development. They will change in that. And for testing team also will get we have another environment where whatever they have developed, it will come there and will test on our testing environment. Okay, so next team is the testing team. We need the tester. We need the tester, manual or the automation. We need the tester. Okay, so then only at last, after doing testing and our application is working according to the expectation, then we'll release that in the user environment. Okay, so till now we saw the development environment, testing environment, and the user environment. Okay, so this is our development team. One second. Okay, now we'll see more in detail about the software testing. Okay, what is meant by software? We are testing whatever developed by the developer. We are going to test. Okay, and what is our goal? Our goal is to release the quality product without any bug, without any defect, without any issue. We should be able to release our software to our client side. Okay, so on daily active, what is our daily activity? To detect and identify bugs. Okay, if there is any issue, and as a tester we are um, uh, finding out those issues, so as a tester we'll say it as a bug. Okay, so so as a miss, you can see here, software testing team is also the development team. Means it is a part of development team, right? Development process. So what is software testing? First point is we are also a part of software development process. Okay, software testing is a part of software development process. Okay, now next, what activities we are doing on daily basis? We are detecting or we are identifying the defect, and now if we found any issue, any bug, then we'll give it back to our development team to fix that. Okay, so software testing is an activity to detect and identify the defect in the software. Okay, if there is any defect, how we can release that? Okay, then what is our goal? To release the quality product, to release the quality software. Okay, so the objective of testing is to release quality product. Okay, so what is meant by quality product? Obviously there should not be any bug, Okay, so we'll see what is meant by software is the quality software on which points we can decide whether this software is the quality software or not. So it should be bug free, there should not be any bug or error. Okay, so it should be bug free. Next one is we should deliver on time. Every client will give us some time frame like 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, and within the given time frame only we should develop, we should test, and we should release. Okay, so that is also a part of software quality software. So we should deliver on time. Okay, and there should be a budget decided by our client and our company. Okay, so our software should be within a budget, within within a given budget. Okay, and whatever requirements are taken by our business analyst, only that should be developed. We should not add any other new functionality or the additional functionality. Okay, whatever is the requirement as it is, we have to develop. Here, if the requirement is sign in button should be at right corner. Okay, we should not change any UI or any functionality. Okay, so the expected is if when we enter the correct ID password and we clicked on the sign in, then only application should go on the next page. Otherwise, it should give the error message. Okay, that is the expected. But in case we are entering the wrong ID password and then also application is allowing us to go inside, so that is the bug, that is the issue, that is the defect, right? So our application should be work as per expectation or the requirement. So it is called as meets requirement and or expectation. Okay, and the next point is maintainable. Our software should be maintainable. Maintainable means it should be flexible for the client side or the user side. If there is any small issue or the defect they are facing, then they should be able to resolve that at their end. At every time for small issues, there should not be need to go at a development company. So this is the Paytm company. It is created by Infosys. So if they found any small issues, the software should be maintainable at client end only. Okay, there should not be every time for small issues there should not be need to contact to the Infosys to correct it or to maintain it. So that is called as our software should be maintainable. Okay, now next thing we have to understand what kind of software companies are there in the market. What kind of software companies are there in the market? So there are two types of company or there are two types of software in the market, that is project and product. Project based companies are there, like they are taking the requirement, they are developing for a specific customer according to their requirement. It is not, they are not thinking about globally or everyone. Okay, it is for a specific group of people, and the requirement is coming from the client side. According to that, if they are developing, that is called as project, and that company is called as project based company. Okay, but if you are talking about the product, that means the product based company, they are developing something which is useful for everyone. It is not for specific customer. Okay, they are thinking globally and it is for everyone, like Google, Gmail, YouTube, okay, Paytm. So these are the product, and they have not this is not only for a specific people, it is for everyone. Okay, operating system we are using, it is the product. So the Microsoft company is the product based company, Google is the product based company, right? So these are the product means product based companies. Okay, so someone can ask you, tell me the difference between project versus product. So if software application is developed for specific customer based on the requirement, then it is called as project. Okay, and the company is called as project based company. Next one is the product. So if the software application is developed for multiple customer or considering globally, then considering the market requirement, then it is called product. So this is the difference between product and the project. Okay, and the company who are creating the project, they are called as project based company like Cognizant, Capgemini, TCS, Infosys, Persistent. They are the project based company. Okay, and the product based companies are like Google, Microsoft. These are the product based company. Okay, now just now we miss many times I mentioned the defect bug. Okay, so there is one question you can face, that is the tell me the difference between error, defect, bug or the failure. Tell me the differences between error, defect, bug and the failure. So this is one interview question. Okay, so first we'll see about the error. What is meant by error? So first of all, our development team is come into the picture while developing the software, right? So whether it is a UI developer or the backend developer, while developing, if they found any coding mistake, so that is called as error. Okay, they are not able to compile or they are not able to run that code. Okay, so that error, that issue or the defect is called as error. Okay, so if if coding team is not able to compile or run the program due to any coding mistake, then it is called as error. Okay, now next thing is the what is defect. So on many websites if you see, uh, most of the on many websites we'll see that an informal name for the bug is the defect. Okay, but that is the wrong definition. Okay, there is some small difference. Okay, so we'll see that. So what is meant by defect? If the requirement is coming from the client and there is some variation between the expected and the actual, whatever is the expected, the requirement came, and if we develop something else, so that is nothing but the defect. Okay, and who is finding this? A developer found this. Okay, if developer found that the requirement is the sign in button should be at right side, and once we click we should go inside if we are entering the correct ID password. This is the requirement. Okay, but while developing the application, the developer found that after entering wrong ID password also, the application is allowing go inside. So that is the defect. Okay, so the variation between the actual result and the expected result is known as defect. Okay, the variation between the actual result and expected result is known as defect. So this is at developer. If developer found an issue, so obviously he will correct and corrects it by himself. While development phase, because not there is no single developer who is developing. Okay, maybe possible that we have 10 to 12 developers, 3 to 4 tester, okay, one business analyst, one manager, 3 to 4 database developer. So this much team will be there. Okay, if we are going to develop any mid-level application, the team size like this: 10 to 12 developers, 3 to 4 tester, one business analyst, one manager, one or two database developer. If the application is very big, according to that, the team size will increase. Okay. So while development phase, if the developer found any error, then obviously he will correct that. Okay. Then it then it is called as defect. And guys, I'm telling you, these are very important point. These are your interview question. You can face this interview question as a automation tester also. If you are attending the interview, don't expect that the interview will start from Java, Selenium, and the high level question, miss the advanced level question. No. If the interview is for 40 minutes, 25 minutes is only and only on manual testing, where only 15 minutes they will ask you about the Selenium or the automation. And even though you are going as an automation tester in the company, very less chances are there you will start your automation testing from first day, because in every company 70% work is the manual testing, only 30% work is there for automation. If the project is very large, it will take 1 to 2 years. So in that situation only automation team will come into the picture. And if you are joining as an automation tester, initial month 1 to 6 months you are going to do a manual testing only. Okay. And then only if there is any requirement, you have to request your manager and they will move into the automation. Okay. But for manual it is very important. Okay. Not only to crack the interview, after going into the company, example, today you crack the interview, from tomorrow you are going to start your work into the company. Okay. So they will say you that for time being you have to start your work in manual only. So you should know how to test the application. Okay. How to write the test cases, how to understand the requirement, how to go through the application. They will provide you the KT about the application if you are joining in middle of the development. Okay. If you are not starting from very first day, if you are lucky, then only you will join on first day of the project. Otherwise you will be in middle, or maybe the software is in maintenance phase. Okay. Sometimes the requirement changes are there coming from the client, and according to that our development team will add those things into the running software, and as a tester will test that whether it is um, developed correctly or not, and we have to check the dependencies because of the new change. Is there anything affected whatever previously it was developed? Okay. So that is our responsibility as a tester. Okay. So defect means while development phase, if developer found that there is some variation between the actual result and the expected result, then it is called as defect. Now next one is the bug. What is bug? So whenever as a tester we found anything, the variation between the actual result and the expected result, that is nothing but the bug as a tester. One second. The variation between the actual result and the expected result, if tester found any variation between the actual result and the expected result, then it is called as bug. So if you found any bug, we'll raise that bug to the development team, and then they will rework on that, then we'll retest that. Okay, and the last one is the failure. Sometimes we'll say as a issue. So what is failure? So after development, we'll test everything and then we'll release that to our client, right? So after releasing our application or the product at client end or the end user, okay, and end user is using that software, and while using the software they found any issue, then that is called as failure. Okay, so once the product is deployed at client or customer end, and while using application by end user, they found some issue, then it is called as failure. So bug means, as a tester we found any issue, then it is called as bug. So definitely we'll forward that to our development team to correct that. Okay, after releasing our software, if our client found any issue, then that is called as failure. Why bugs are there in the software? Okay, there is some reasons why bugs are there. One second. Why the software has bugs? Okay, because sometimes there is some miscommunication between the business analyst and the developer, or maybe sometimes miscommunication between the client and the business analyst. So because of this miscommunication or no communication, okay, we'll develop something else. So if it is not matching with the expected result, even though it is working fine, but it is not matching with the expected or the requirement, then it is called as bug. According to the developer, it is called as defect. According to the client side, it is called as failure. Okay, so why the software is having bugs? So because of miscommunication or sometimes no communication. This is also one barrier. Sometimes software is very complex. Okay, so obviously if the software is very complex, sometimes we can face some issues, or sometimes we can found a defect, bug, or the failure. Software complexity. Sometimes programming errors are there. uh, Example here, this Paytm application is developed, it is tested, it is released at the client end, and the end users are using this, right? So in case if there is any change requirement is coming, okay, so previously the paying electricity bill was not there, and now the Paytm want to give this option or develop this option, so they will give this requirement change to the Infosys. Okay, if the application is developed, we are in the development phase. Okay, we receive some requirement, according to that we are developing. While development also, we can sometimes there will be a change in requirement, client can change some requirement. Okay, so according to that we have to do the changes in the software. So that is, and because of this change requirement, whatever we developed till now, there are some possibilities that because of the new requirement it will affect the running software. The previous functions whatever we developed, possibilities are there because of the new functionality, it will affect to the uh, old functionality which was running fine. Okay, so this is because of the changing requirements. So in short we used to say it as a CR. So in company you can see that CR is coming from the client. So we will receive a report or the note or the, you can say that whatever is the new requirement, will get the document from the client side, what all are the new requirement from their side. And obviously to develop the application we need a matching skill sets people in our team. If we want to develop an application in Python, so the developer should know about the Python. Okay, they should hands in the Python. Okay, if we want to test the application, uh, if you are talking about the Android application, to test the Android application as a automation to automate the test cases for the Android application, we should aware about the APM. APM is the like the Selenium only to automate the test cases, the manual test cases we are going to automate. Automate means, automation means nothing but manually how we are testing the application. Example, this page has been created by our development team and as a tester it came to us. So we'll see that what is the requirement. Okay, requirement is the first option should be the Paytm for customer. After that there are three options: Paytm's ticket booking, finance services. Once we go into the ticket booking, there should be three more options, sub options, and when we click on the flight ticket, it should move to the uh, this page. Okay, there are some options: one way, round trip. Okay, and if you are clicking on round trip, it is not taking the round trip, or by default it is coming on round trip. When we move on to the flight ticket, it is showing as a round trip, but according to the requirement by default it should come onto the one way. So that is the defect. It is not showing on the one way, it is showing on the round trip. Okay, by default, but the requirement is by default it should be on the one way. Okay, so like this, as a manual tester will test it manually, but in case we are talking about the automation, will code that, will write the code in the Selenium, and next time whenever we are running that automatically, the when we clicked on run, automatically it will go here, it will go to the next, it will click on the flight tickets, then it will click on the round trip, it will enter the places, it will select the particular date from the calendar. Okay, so all this functionality right now I am doing manually, but it will once we do the testing means coding for the automation, and once we run that, the application will test automatically. If we are adding new functionality or the change in requirement, and that time if we are running the automation code, then if it is affecting the previous functionality, we'll get the bug. Okay, we'll get the errors. Okay, and then that we have to fix, our development team have to fix. So we know that in Paytm there are many options, like mobile recharge are there, electricity. So in one day, in a single one day or the 1 month, they have not developed. Initial level they have created some functionality on the Paytm, like you can transfer the money. Okay, and slowly they have added these options on their application or the software. Okay, so la for to develop this we should have the skilled people. Whenever we are taking the requirement, our manager will see that whether our team is having such people or not. Otherwise they will give this requirement to the HR department. They will see that in our other projects is there any people available with the same skill sets. If it is possible for them to move those people into this project, then they will give the movement for those people, or they will hire such kind of people from the market. Okay, so sometimes lack of skilled people. I'm not talking about the developer, or it include everyone. Okay, if you are talking about the tester, you joined as a automation tester. Okay, you know only Selenium, and you are working on the Android application. So there is a need that you should know, you should have the knowledge about the APM. Okay, it is like the Selenium, but some changes are there. Okay, so that is the lack of skilled at testing side, because you are not able to automate that for the Android application. Okay, so till now, what we covered today, first we saw the types, what is meant by software. Then we saw the types of software: system software, programming software, application software, and software development team. Like this we'll see, okay, whenever you will join in the team every day, or in any company, every day there will be some meeting at morning, 15 to 20 minutes meeting, and you can see the business analyst is there, manager is there, team leader is there, so UI developers are there, backend developers are there, database uh, database team is there, and as a testing team we are there. Okay, so there will be discussion on every day. Okay, that is called as scrum meeting. What we did yesterday, what we are going to do today. Okay, what difficulties we faced yesterday. So everything a manager will ask to everyone, and according to that we'll schedule for today. Okay, so you can see this everything in our live world. These are not only the theoretical thing. After joining you will see this. Okay, then we'll saw about the software testing, what is meant by software testing. Okay, then we saw what is mean by quality software, what how we can uh, say that this is the software product. Then we saw what is mean by product and the project. Okay, the difference between error, defect, bug, failure. This is one of the interview question. Okay, interview question. So I'll mark it like this so you can practice for this. Okay, then we saw what why there are bugs in the software. So because of these reasons, there will be some bugs in the software. Okay, so I'll share these notes, and every day we'll continue the same notes. It will be on our shared drive, and everyone will have the access. 1 second.